For most of its existence, it never touches land at all, riding the heaving swells of the open ocean through storm and winter darkness alike. Divine Providence equipped it to drink seawater, sleep upon the waves, and weather gales that would drive other birds from the sky. Only to raise its single chick does it finally return to the cliffs of its birth. The sea is not its visit, but its home. This is the puffin, a wanderer of the endless gray horizon. Hello, beautiful people. Before we dive deeper into the astonishing world of this magnificent little seabird, please take a moment to gently tap that like button and subscribe to the channel. Your simple support helps us keep bringing these awe-inspiring stories of God's creation directly to you, and we truly appreciate every single one of you who joins this journey with us. Now, let us look closely at the puffin, because almost nothing about this bird is ordinary. The first thing anyone notices is that legendary beak, a triangular blade splashed with orange, yellow, and slate blue stripes. It looks almost cartoonish, but every millimeter of it is a precision instrument crafted by the masterful designer. Inside this beak lies a hidden marvel, for the upper palate is lined with backward-pointing barbs, tiny hooks of cartilage and keratin that allow the puffin to hold a dozen or more slippery fish crosswise in its mouth at once, without losing a single one as it catches the next. Observers have counted more than 60 tiny fish carried in a single beak load, a logistical miracle for a bird the size of a robin and a daily feat that would exhaust most other predators. The tongue presses each fish firmly against these spines, while the beak opens again to seize more, a feat of coordination engineered with breathtaking elegance by the all-wise creator. The puffin's body is a study in compromise, a creature built to live equally in 3 impossible environments: air, water, and stone. Its bones are slightly denser than those of most flying birds, which would seem to be a disadvantage in flight. Yet this added weight is precisely what the creator designed to let the puffin sink, dive, and power through the cold North Atlantic depths. To compensate for those heavier bones, the Almighty fitted the puffin with short, paddle-shaped wings that beat at an astonishing 400 times per minute, faster than the human eye can follow, generating just enough lift to keep this stocky body airborne. In the air, the puffin looks frantic and almost comical, a feathered bumblebee dashing low over the waves at speeds approaching 55 miles per hour. Yet the moment a puffin folds those wings and plunges beneath the surface, it transforms entirely. The fashioner gave it a body shaped like a feathered torpedo, and those same wings that flap so desperately in the sky become elegant underwater paddles. The puffin quite literally flies through the sea. It can dive to depths of around 200 feet, hold its breath for over a minute, and chase down nimble fish like sand eels, capelin, and herring with stunning agility. Its feet, set far back on the body, act as twin rudders, steering with millimeter precision. The eyes adjust their focus as the bird enters water, the cornea and lens compensating for the change in light refraction, an optical correction so refined that human engineers still struggle to replicate it. A transparent third eyelid, the nictitating membrane, sweeps across each eye like a built-in pair of swim goggles, shielding the delicate surface and clearing salt water with every blink, while nostrils sealed by a special valve keep the sea from rushing into the lungs, even at crushing depths. This is the genius of the all-knowing creator written into a single small body. To survive in freezing seas, the puffin wears one of the finest insulating coats in the animal kingdom. Its feathers are layered in overlapping waterproof tiles, and beneath them lies a dense undercoat of down, trapping a thin, warm cushion of air against the skin. The Supreme Maker added yet another safeguard, a small gland near the tail that produces a special oil the puffin meticulously spreads across every feather, sealing them against the soaking salt water. Without this oil, the bird would chill within minutes. With it, the puffin can sit on icy waves for hours without losing precious body heat. The metabolic furnace running inside the puffin burns at a rapid rate, generating warmth from every fish digested, while the heart pumps faster than ours to push that heat efficiently to every corner of its small frame. Even the legs and feet, Those bright orange paddles contain a special network of blood vessels arranged so that warm arterial blood heats the returning cold venous blood before it reaches the body core, a countercurrent exchange system that the Divine Maker installed long before humans imagined such engineering. Life for a puffin unfolds in two utterly different worlds. For roughly 8 months of the year, this bird lives entirely at sea, sometimes hundreds of miles from any land, bobbing alone or in small scattered groups on the open Atlantic. During this oceanic chapter, the puffin's colorful beak plates actually shed, leaving behind a smaller, duller bill better suited to the harsh winter winds. The face darkens, and the bird becomes nearly unrecognizable, a quiet gray traveler of the waves. Then, as the long days return, the originator triggers a remarkable change. The bill regrows its bright outer sheath in vivid layers of orange and yellow, the face whitens, and the eye is once again ringed by dramatic dark markings that look almost like theatrical makeup. The puffin returns to land transformed, a small ambassador of color in a windswept gray world. When puffins do come ashore, they gather on remote sea cliffs and grassy islands in enormous colonies, sometimes numbering in the hundreds of thousands. Here, on windswept slopes high above crashing surf, they dig long, winding burrows into the soft soil, tunnels that can stretch up to 5 feet deep. They excavate with that mighty beak and powerful clawed feet, hauling out earth with surprising speed. Each burrow has a tidy entrance, a sleeping chamber tucked deeper in, and sometimes even a small side tunnel acting as a kind of bathroom, kept carefully separate from the main living space. These burrows protect them from gulls, skuas, and the worst of the weather, a hidden underground city designed by instinct that the ultimate creator placed deep within them. The puffin's diet, while seemingly simple, reveals another layer of careful design. Different colonies specialize in different fish depending on what their local waters provide, and the birds adjust their hunting depths, dive durations, and travel ranges accordingly. A puffin can recognize a productive feeding area from the surface, reading subtle cues such as the flight patterns of other seabirds, the shimmer of bait fish near the surface, and even temperature gradients in the sea that signal where prey will gather. This is no random search. It is informed, calculated foraging, a gift of intelligence woven into the puffin's small brain by the all-wise creator. Communication among puffins is another quiet wonder. They are mostly silent at sea, but in their colonies they produce low growling calls that sound almost like distant chainsaws rumbling beneath the earth, voices echoing from inside their burrows. They greet one another with elaborate gestures, gentle bill tapping, head shaking, and a slow, ceremonial walk often called the puffin parade. Each individual recognizes its neighbors and remembers them year after year, a social memory that runs far deeper than their tiny size would suggest, a sign of the rich inner life divine providence has placed in this seabird. Puffins can live remarkably long lives for such small birds, often surviving 20 to 30 years in the wild, with some individuals reaching 40. To endure decades of storms, predators, and the merciless cold of the open ocean is no small feat, and it speaks to the resilience the Lord wove into every fiber of this creature. They navigate vast, featureless oceans using the position of the sun, the Earth's magnetic field, and an internal map so accurate that they return to the very same cliff, the very same burrow, year after year. How they accomplish this remains beyond our full understanding, a quiet reminder that the puffin carries knowledge gifted to it by the Maker that no instrument has yet fully decoded. It is even believed that the puffin tunes into the low-frequency rumble of distant waves and the subtle scent signatures rising off particular coastlines, a layered guidance system stitched together by the fashioner with awe-inspiring craftsmanship. Yet for all their toughness, puffins remain a fragile thread in the marine world. They depend on cold, clean, fish-rich seas, and as those waters warm and shift, the small fish that sustain them swim deeper or farther north, forcing the birds to fly longer distances on smaller meals. Plastic pollution, Oil spills, invasive predators on coastal islands, and entanglement in fishing gear all press against them. Watching a puffin glide home at dusk, a beak full of silver fish glinting in the last light, is to witness a creature holding the balance of an entire ecosystem in its small orange feet, a balance set in place by the Creator and entrusted, in part, to us. So the next time you picture this little clown-faced seabird, remember that beneath the charm lies one of the most remarkable survivors of the sea, a feathered diver, navigator, builder, and traveler. Every detail of its life, shaped with intention and beauty by the Almighty. The puffin is not simply cute, it is a living testimony to design, endurance, and quiet wonder, a small painted flame burning steadily across the cold gray expanse of the North Atlantic. Thank you so much for spending this time exploring the world of the Atlantic puffin with me today. If this journey moved you or taught you something new, please tap that like button. Subscribe to the channel so you never miss a future story of God's incredible creation, and share your thoughts, questions, or favorite moment in the comments below. Until next time, take care, stay curious, and may the Creator's wonders keep filling your heart with awe.